Hey everybody, Chris here. Dogecoin turnaround is coming. We're going to talk about that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And we were live on Sunday evening. We were watching a pattern play out that I had predicted earlier in the day, sweeping out the longs and then moving up, taking out shorts. It was a classic pattern. It was across all cryptos though. It wasn't just Dogecoin. The market makers and the exchanges were in charge on a low volume Sunday, but volume certainly did pick up when that move was going on. That's right. We saw that change to starting to go a little sideways, drift a little down, but overnight, prices moved up. It's kind of settling a bit right now, but let's get into it. Let me show you the charts in the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. We start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart, 14.27, just under 14.3. We went up to 14.4, almost 14.5 early this morning, but a little bit of settling right now. But this is what I'm talking about back here, what we had on Sunday. Sunday morning, we had the drop in the price, taking out leverage longs, and then price accelerated up higher, taking out leverage shorts. And then, just for good measure, the market makers dumped it again to take out more new leverage longs that came out. And we were watching this on Bitcoin as well. The same move on Bitcoin played out. Now Bitcoin just came over 92,000, 91.8 as I'm recording this, drifting a little bit lower at the moment. And we were looking at the potential of the CME gap here, where back on Friday we had the close back on Friday, and where was this going to open on Monday morning, which was last night? And it ended up, it wasn't this high because the price dumped down, because we were watching it up here and we were trying to figure out what was going on. So actually, where all this closed was down here. So this is the new CME gap, is right here. So it would have to come all the way back down to 89.5 to close that gap. So that is out there for Bitcoin as a potential. The other thing we were looking at on the chart here was actually out on the monthly for Bitcoin. Yes, the monthly zoomed way out. What we see is the development on the MACD down here of a bearish crossover happening on the monthly. That's right, we have the crossover here. We have our green bars turning red, and typically when you see that, like back here 2022 was the last time that happened, we went full bear market. Now, is this time going to be different? Well, that's what we're waiting to see. I still think a relief rally is in play, which is what I am calling here on the daily chart, is this kind of rally up in the price of Bitcoin, maybe to 100K, maybe a little bit less. We'll see. Going to test the 50-week moving average. That's typically what we would see. The 50-week moving average is right here at 102. So we'd come up, test the weekly move or the 50-week moving average, and then move lower. And of course, it wouldn't be a straight line, right? It'll be up and down, up and down, up and down, but that would be the trend to go lower. So we will be watching that. And again, same thing with Dogecoin. In the white here, Dogecoin would move up, maybe close to 20 cents or so in a relief rally, and then move lower. That is still my thesis for a bear. Now, there's many different things that could change that, particularly X money. Right? Is X money going to launch? Still says in 2025, and that's this green arrow right here that we would see that acceleration up and maybe hit our magnet at 30 cents or even go higher. So we're watching that as we go forward. Overall, this week, could it be huge? Ash Crypto says is going to be huge. Nothing going on today. Tuesday, tomorrow, JOLTS job openings. Wednesday, we have the FOMC rate cut. We have a Jerome Powell press conference. We also have dot plots. That's why I'm going to talk dot plots again this time, which is going to be the forecast going forward, not only 2026, but they look even further, 27, 28, on where they think rate cuts are going to be. And I'm expecting a big divergence between the different board members. And Powell is most likely going to sound a bit hawkish. That's typically what we see. So it could be different. You don't know, but that's typically what we see. But that's on Wednesday, so we'll be watching that. Thursday, initial jobless claims, PPI, core PPI data. I don't think that inflation data is going to be so bad. But again, it gives something to talk about, right? The markets are expecting a 25 basis point rate cut this week for the Fed. All eyes on new announcements. Few banks are predicting that the Fed will announce the beginning of bond buying from January 2026. But I don't even know if Powell's even going to say anything about that. I'm sure there will be some questions in the press conference Q&A part of it. But we'll be watching all of that as well. Retail interest in crypto has cooled. Google Trends shows a clear drop in search activity. Cycles come, cycles go. At the moment, the crowd has stepped back. There's just no interest right now. There's just no interest in crypto, and we see that. We see that. ETF, right? Net outflows. We've had a lot of outflows here in these ETFs. The ETF holders are not diamond hands. That's what we've learned from this, right? They're not diamond hands. So we'll see whether this turns around with the price. Again, price goes up, right? We get a lot of green in the ETFs, right? People are excited, they're buying. But when you see the price go down, you see outflows. That's what we see. Bitcoin, bizarre price action. Slowly grinding up. Again, this was all this manipulated thing yesterday, right? Down, and up higher. Not really sure what to think on it, is what Altcoin Sherpa says, and I know exactly what to think. It's all about the leverage trades. Come on. It's the leverage trade. Look at that over the past 24 hours. $475 million right here wiped out in liquidations, both short and long. On ETH, it was more the long leverage. Interesting on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's getting more heavily shorted, and they ended up taking out more on the short side. Now, not 63 million to 61 million, but still more on the shorts than the longs. That's what's going on. It is the market makers and exchanges continuing to take out that leverage. So the move early this morning was taking out more shorts, and now it's probably going to drift down, take out more longs until the Monday stock market open, and then we will go from there. Gel just says one more thing. Bitcoin making higher lows, higher highs, now pushes back above key resistance level. The trend is turning back around, right? From the big dip that we had down to 80K, right? The trend is turning around, and could we see this relief rally? 100K? We could, and I still call it a relief rally. It wouldn't be confirmed as a true like super cycle or extended cycle or anything like that until we were able to climb back above $110,000, in my opinion. Bitcoin confirmed its third weekly close below the 50-week moving average. Again, sitting up here at 102. This would be where I would think Bitcoin would touch, as it has in past cycles, and that would be a relief rally up to 102. We'll be watching that, some maybe even taking some profits at that point, or selling somewhat at a loss. Again, we're going to talk on Thursday on my live stream about crypto taxes. That's right. If you want to know anything about crypto taxes, come join the live stream on Thursday. Chris Pax's epic annual crypto tax live stream. So much fun talking about taxes. And one of the things we're going to talk about is tax loss harvesting, what that is, what that means. And there's a new form this year in the United States that I will be showing as well. It's going to be different than what you've received in the past from exchanges. And of course, your record keeping is going to be of utmost importance. So we're going to talk all about that on Thursday at my live stream. So make sure you subscribe, got notifications on for that. Look at XRP. XRP is actually holding pretty well. We zoom out and we look at the big picture back to 2022 when XRP was down here below 40 cents. Great accumulation period, again, typical to a lot of other alts. But XRP, right, they had their lawsuit cleared, right? Big jump in price, and it hasn't come back down to that level. It's held very strong up here. So XRP looking strong, and could we see this big move up? I'm guessing not so fast. I think we'll have a relief rally and maybe go lower, and then we'll be, touching $1.50 or so for XRP going forward. What does that mean for Doge? Look, major price action is inevitable. Everything else is just noise. You zoom way out again, and you look at the big picture. Dogecoin's still looking good and primed for a move up. It's just we didn't get that in October or November, right? We got totally faked out on all of that. Thank you, Binance, CZ, Wintermute, like all of those. October 10th, the big crypto crash, price crash. Totally manipulated, manufactured. They point to, like, oh, Trump, 100% China tariffs. That's not what it was. That's not what it was. Which is why there's just so much apathy right now in the crypto market right now. And we're hanging on, trying to figure out where this is going to go from here. Meanwhile, the exchanges and the market makers are in control of the market. What does this mean for Doge? Look, Doge on the weekly, oversold zone here on down on the RSI. We are oversold. And that is bullish. Again, we could see the move up. And again, that's what I'm talking about, is that move up. But I think it would be a short-lived move up, unfortunately. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. We'll see. Here's another view of it, right? Got a nice big symmetrical triangle, like low, high, low, high, low. The market makers love this, right? They absolutely love this movement, taking out all that leverage. And we'll see it again. And it'll continue to do that. Will we eventually get the breakout above that downward sloping resistance line? We could. And also, zoom backed out, right? Here's kind of an interesting view that Trader Allen has, kind of the sweep down, move up, and then lower sweep down before a big pump. Could there be another pump here? We are watching. We are watching every day what's happening with X Money. Still says it's going to launch in 2025. That would be the wild card. That would be the big move. That would be that pump. So we continue to watch. I'm not selling Dogecoin right now. And even if I do tax loss harvesting, it's not going to be with Doge. Well, of course, most of my Doge is all in profit and first in, first out, right? I don't want to sell for profit right now, right? I'll probably be selling some other crypto tokens that I bought this year that are now in the red to lower my tax burden for all the crypto I sold earlier in the year. Again, we're going to talk about that on Thursday. In the meantime, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this turnaround for Doge right now? And are we going to see this move up? And yeah, let's watch this go forward. I'll be live again Wednesday afternoon, so tune in and we'll get caught up on the day's trading and look forward to the rest of the week again. Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.